Thank you all for coming. Welcome to the 2023 celebration and proclamation of the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's hosted by the Asian Heritage Alliance, also known as AHA. Okay, I want to hear you loud and strong. If you're here to be entertained by amazing speakers, dancers, and songs, say AHA. AHA. If you're here to see a festive fashion show, say AHA. AHA. And if you're here to get free food, say AHA. Awesome, awesome. Mark Schwartz asked me last week how we were going to make this an AHA moment, and I wanted to make sure I made this an AHA moment, so thank you very much. Again, welcome. It's nice to be back in the familiar home base of the county boardroom. Hello to our fellow employees, friends, and families. Thank you for coming in person, and also for our friends who are watching live stream, a big warm hello and welcome to you as well. My name is Loan Huang. I'm an Assistant Director in Human Resources and also President of AHA. We have a full program to share with you, starting with our fashion show. But first, we want to recognize and thank several fashion icons. Chair Board Member, Ms. Libby Garvey, thank you so much for coming. We thank you and the board for recognizing the month as AAPI Month and giving employees in all ERGs space to be our diverse selves and feel included and belong at Arlington County. Unfortunately, Mr. Mark Schwartz could not be here, but I wanted to thank the county manager and the office for providing the atmosphere and the budget in order for us to have these programs and have the conversations that is so much needed. Ms. Marcy Foster, could you please stand? Thank you so much. Ms. Marcy Foster is modeling a shawl from Laos. It is hand woven with gold silk. Woohoo! Thank you, Marcy, and Human Resources for administering programs to support training, mentoring, coaching, and a variety of resources to support ERGs. Thank you. And Gurjit Chima, may I ask you to stand? Gurjit is wearing a garara, and it is worn by Pakistani and Indian. We thank our executive sponsor, who has provided much support and ideas and connections to our program. I see Mr. Christian Dorsey has just joined us. Thank you so much for you and the board for being here and allowing us for this space. Okay, well, as you can see, AHA loves to share our culture, and not only with Asian employees, but with everyone. So AHA is open to all. Our allies are a much important part of our ERG that we want to make sure they are participated in our fashion show. So you will see many faces of whom make up all of AHA. Now, without further ado, we will start the Asian Cultural Fashion Show. Kane, could you please cue the music? First, we welcome Ms. Han Young, Space Planner in DES. She is representing Korea. The national dress of Korea is called the hanbok and sometimes referred to as chosun. In the women's version, the garment features an empire waist and is also comprised of a dramatic full skirt and beautiful overcoat, often with beautiful coordinated colors and embroidery. The hanbok has been part of the Korean culture for over 2,000 years and is commonly worn during many holidays, celebrations, and weddings. Next, we invite Ms. Pauline Leonida. She is the Operations Manager in the Financial Management Bureau of DHS. She is representing the Philippines. The Filipino traditional dress is called the barot saya. It includes a blouse called baro and a skirt called saya. It is the archetype of every Filipino dress that has evolved throughout the colonial area of the Philippines. Today, people wear the traditional dress to a formal party, including weddings. Fiber from pineapple leaves is the choice material for the barot saya because of its accessibility, practicality, and structural integrity. Next, we would like to invite Ms. Felici Talatala, the accounting technician in DES and also representing the Philippines. The Philippines are known for many things, including their skills in weaving. This craft of hand looming is one of the distinctive ways of expressing the art, culture, and tradition for the indigenous people. Felici's dress is made in one of the county's provinces, Davao del Norte. A fashion designer, Miss Joy Sue, helped to revive this tradition as part of her desire to help the indigenous families of the different tribes in her locality. This Musa fabric worn by Felici has grown in popularity and has been recently seen in the New York Fashion Week and the upcoming Paris Fashion Week. Next, we would like to invite Miss Katie Pegararo from Technology Manager. She is a Technology Manager in DTS, and she is representing South India. Saris have been worn for over 4,000 years. They were originally cotton, then silk, for those who could afford it, and today over 100 types of fabrics are used to make saris. Saris are a symbol of femininity, dignity, and prosperity to the women of the Indian subcontinent. A sari ranges in length and can be draped in over 100 ways. Saris can be casual, formal, festive, or even business appropriate, and this style on Kate is typical in southern India. UNESCO remarkably praises saris as a valuable Indian contribution to the world's cultural heritage and diversity. Next, we welcome Ms. Jasmeet Singh. She is project engineer in DES and is representing North India. The salwar kameez is a very widely worn type of North Indian traditional dress that is glamorous as well as comfortable. It consists of dual pieces of garments, the upper clothing known as kurti or kameez, and the lower clothing commonly known as salwar. Styles are worn in different ways, with some with the floor touching the floor, and others a little less formal. Next, we would like to invite Ms. Annalisa Alprin, Communications Manager in Libraries. She is representing Japan. The Japanese kimono has been a traditional garment worn by many in Japan for centuries and still holds a remarkable symbolic and historical significance. All styles are sewn by hand, decorated in different patterns and colors to match the occasion or season. Annalisa is wearing a cotton summer kimono to honor her close family friends from Japan. Their friendship spans 3 generations, beginning with her mother, who studied in Tokyo, and her husband, who also taught the JET program in Nagoya, and also with her experiences of the family 5 living in Japan for a summer. I'm sure her friends in Japan are proud of her, as we are thankful for her representing Japan's beauty and allyship with our Asian Heritage ERG. Next, please welcome Ms. Prakriti Duja. She is Administrative Specialist in AED. She is representing Nepal. The kurta surwal is the traditional female Nepalese clothing. Light, baggy slacks, a shirt, and a wide scarf are the 3 main components. Nepali women typically wear this type of garment for both formal and informal events. Next, please welcome Mr. Ashal Sharma. He is Employment Services Specialist in DHS, also representing Nepal. The Daura Saral, also known as Labida Saral, is the national dress of Nepal. This dress has been worn by Nepali men for centuries. The coat was first added by First Rana, Prime Minister of Nepal, in the 19th century. The Daura Saral has several religious beliefs identified in its designs. The number 8 is a fortune number according to the Eastern mythology. There are 8 strings tied to the top, and also the pleats are a significance of the custom. Next, we're welcoming Jamie Lees, Chief Data Officer in DTS. She is representing China. The jacket is in the Tangshuang style with Manchu origins and Han influences. It is characterized by a mandarin collar, traditionally closing at the front with frog buttons through Jamie's. However, Jamie's has a convenient snap closure adaptation. Jamie is grateful for the time she worked with Yi Jerry Zhang, who gifted this to her from him and his family as a thank you for working and mentoring her. Next, please welcome Ms. Alini Brito, Organizational Development Specialist in HRD. She's representing China. This Chinese dress is pronounced shangsam and means long skirt. It is most seen as a one-piece garment with a standing collar and asymmetrical left over right opening with two side slits and embellished with Chinese button knot and fasteners on the lapel and collar. It was popular in China from the 1920s to the 40s and was popularized by Chinese socialites and high society women in Shanghai. It has continued to evolve over time to respond to the contemporary modern life. Next, please welcome Ms. Yanbing Gur, Administrative Officer in DHS. She is representing Bangladesh. A sari, pronounced sari or sometimes shari, is a woman's garment from India. It is an ethnic wear of Bangladesh. It consists of an unstitched stretch of woven fabric arranged over the body as a robe, with one end attached to the waist while the other end rests over one shoulder as a shawl, sometimes bearing a part of the midriff. It is usually worn with a blouse and a petticoat. Next, we welcome Ms. Bing Boong, Classification Compensation Analyst in HRD. She is representing Vietnam in the North region. The nationally recognized traditional dress in Vietnam is the Áo Dài. She is accompanied by a little Vietnamese model also wearing Vietnamese dress. It is a symbol that shows the national pride and leaves a lasting impression to anyone who visits Vietnam. The whole ensemble of Áo Dài exudes grace, modesty, and beauty. Such symbolism has been rooted in Vietnam's history over time, and the dress, along with what it represents, transcends all ages. Next, we welcome Ms. Moon and her daughter, Lily Pasentrilli. Moon is an internal auditor in DMF, and they are representing Cambodia. A sampot is a long piece of fabric that is wrapped around the waist in specific ways. It is Cambodia's national garment and is considered an important part of the country's identity. The sampot was created in the 1st century. Generally speaking, sampots are made from a beautiful piece of embroidered silk. The fabrics are normally dyed with rich colors and decorated with gold embroideries. Many sampots are secured at the waist by a golden belt. Our last model is Ms. Phuong and son Jaden Dow. Ms. Phuong is Budget and Finance Specialist in DHS. She is representing Vietnam in the South region. Áo Dài means long skirt. It is a long silk tunic with a conventional-looking snug collar and is buttoned down on the left side. The tunic for men falls to the knees and the dress for the women falls below the knees. Both are worn with loose flowing pants, and in the past, the color of the Áo Dài in Vietnam indicated the man's position in society. Gold is a color that represented royalty in ancient Vietnam. Wow, just look how beautiful our models are. Please give a big warm welcome. Thank you so very much. This has been a truly fun and very emotional project for all of us as we share our culture with you. Now, this is such a perfect photo opportunity that I cannot let this go by without inviting Chairman Mr. Christian Dorsey, Ms. Marcy Foster, and Ms. Gurjeet Chima up to the dais so we can have a combined photo. That was wonderful. Thank you all very much. Well, that was absolutely beautiful and just the first part of our program. I now would like to talk about our AAPI theme for this year. It continues with the series of Advancing Leaders, and this year's focus is on advancing leaders through opportunity. So what is opportunity? The dictionary describes it as a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So I took the opportunity to include the audience in my aha moment. My parents worked hard to give me an opportunity to get a good education and job. The Arlington County provides opportunities for employees to support and improve the lives of its residents and businesses. All of these are examples of opportunities and also leadership. So how can employees, especially Asian and other BIPOC employees, advance as leaders through opportunity? 1, be yourself. You know yourself best. You also have your own identity, strengths, passions, and talents that are different from others. The county needs these diverse qualities and the ways of thinking. You are the opportunity to help the county advance to support our residents and businesses. 2nd, believe in yourself. Apply for that promotion or go for that certification. So many times we feel we are not qualified enough, we feel we don't speak English well enough, or we can't express ourselves as well as the other person. But believe in yourself. You can do it, so give yourself this opportunity and don't let your self-doubt hold you back. Now, how can allies, managers, and supervisors provide opportunities for our Asian and BIPOC employees? 1, allow employees to be their own individual self. As you saw during the fashion show, all 14 models wore Asian clothing, but each outfit had its own unique appeal, quality, and purpose. This is the same for individuals. Each individual has interests and specialties in different fields of work. The term Asian Americans is not a bad term, but it can be harmful if it is used to group people of different identities and different needs into a single perceived identity and circumstance. 2nd, provide an environment where employees can feel psychologically safe to express each idea and opinion. When individuals feel safe, employees feel free enough to be themselves and voice their thoughts, be innovative, and collaborate with one another. This will eventually result in better programs and projects for Arlington and its residents and businesses. We can help one another to advance as leaders through opportunity. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome AHA's executive sponsor and assistant county manager, Ms. Gurjit Chima.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Luan. I don't know how many of you know this, but AHA members spent approximately 4 to 10 hours per week, depending on which month, working on this event. So I think another round of applause is needed for that. It takes a lot of time that's outside work hours. So on behalf of everyone here, I know I speak for all of us when I say thank you to each and every one of you that worked so hard to put this program on today. As Luan said, this month's theme is advancing leaders through opportunity, which is relevant and timely because I'm not sure how many folks here know, but according at least to one nonprofit, which is a pan-Asian global nonprofit called the Ascend Foundation, Asian Americans are the least likely group to be promoted or hired into senior management roles or senior executive roles. And this is based on EEOC workforce data. It's actually not surprising if you think of the reasons, and the first of those is sort of what I touched on last year for the same event, and this perception that seems to persist that Asians are foreigners, despite being here for centuries. The second is simply the demographics, right? Asian Americans are consistently touted as having greater median incomes than other groups, other racial groups, and also as among the most educated among racial groups. While this is true for many Asian subgroups, as you all know, the category of Asian contains so many within it, and it's not true for all Asian subgroups. In fact, there's some significant disparities if you look particularly in the income area. And the third is a stereotype that seems to also persist with Asians, and that can be one of, Asians are quiet, they work hard, they're not rule breakers, which can lend itself then to the assumption that Asians are not assertive and therefore lack leadership skills. So to that, I would say a few things. One, I don't think Google, Zoom, Microsoft, PepsiCo, MasterCard would agree if you look at their current or former CEOs. Two, even if that were true for a few Asians, it doesn't necessarily mean that every Asian has that a characteristic in terms of being silent or maybe not speaking up in the same way. But three, even if that were true, what's to say that leadership style is wrong, simply because it's not what we're used to? Different times and different challenges call for different leadership styles. And in order for us to be best equipped to meet all of our challenges, that would mean that at all times, in all places, we need all leadership styles. So what can we do to get there? As managers, we need to be open to communicate with the people that report to us and the people we work with about expressing what they want to do. Where do they see their career goals? What do they want to be doing? Do they want a training opportunity? Do they want coaching, mentoring? And challenge your own assumptions. And I'll give you a very, very quick example. And this doesn't have to be based on race. This one wasn't. Last year, I asked our team, and you guys know we're a pretty small office, just happened to ask a question saying, how do you guys like to receive appreciation? I try really hard in our office to always say thank you to everyone that works so hard on different projects. And I usually do it privately and in team meetings. But I happened to ask this question, and I was amazed that from 3 different people, I got 3 different answers. Only one actually had the same style as me. So all this time that I'd been saying all of this, well, thank you, thank you, thank you, it could have been perceived as, well, she really doesn't appreciate anything I do because she's not, doing X, Y, or Z. So that's just a small example. I think we identify and challenge our own assumptions about ourselves, about others, and invite them to encourage them to express what they want out of work, and then make those opportunities available. So give those people on your teams opportunities to showcase or acquire those leadership skills. As employees, we need to share what we want, right? So we need to also identify our own assumptions. The fact that a manager is not coming to you and offering you something or seeing if you're interested in a promotional opportunity does not mean that it's based on race. It doesn't mean that they have something against you. It could simply be that that manager, himself, herself, themselves, is an introvert, right? So identify your own assumption, challenge it, and then communicate in whatever way you feel comfortable with, whether it's one-on-one or a team meeting. Go and share what you'd like to be doing, what your ideas are. And so with that, I will conclude my remarks and wish you a very, very happy Asian American Pacific, oh gosh, I always screw this up, so close, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and invite Board Chair Christian Dorsey to come up. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Gurjeet. Now that you have named it, I will now proclaim it. So for this, it is my pleasure to read the proclamation for Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. But let me just first give another shout out to that incredible fashion show. I had no idea what to expect. And if you're like me, you probably thought that the Met Gala was going to be the fashion event of the week. But it was right here in Arlington County. You all were exceptional. And so with that, I would like to read the proclamation, and it reads as follows. Whereas continued immigration and population growth have resulted in more than 24,000 Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders living in Arlington, which constitutes more than 10% of our population. And whereas astoundingly diverse within their own ranks, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders contribute to the great diversity of this nation of nations that is the United States of America, and to the diverse and inclusive community of Arlington County, preserving the rich legacy of their native cultures while embracing the best values and traditions of the United States. And whereas through their multiple skills, hard work ethic, and creative entrepreneurship, this vital segment of our community has contributed to the prosperity and economic well-being of Arlington County. And whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have brought with them solid family values and marvelous traditions which strengthen the very fabric of our society. And whereas through their unquenchable respect for education, indefatigable industry, and persistent drive for excellence, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have achieved outstanding individual as well as group success in academia, government, and in business, Now, therefore, I, Christian Dorsey, Chair of the County Board of Arlington, Virginia, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in Arlington and call upon all of our residents to observe this occasion by sponsoring and participating in activities that highlight the contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders to our community, and to encourage all county employees of Asian American and Pacific Islander descent to participate actively in the celebration of their Heritage Month, which is, of course, also our Heritage Month, in the spirit of sharing their cultural diversity and their richness. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chairman Mr. Dorsey, for your proclamation and your acknowledgement of our Asia Pacific Islanders. That means a lot to us. Here, I would like to, I'm Achal Sharma, one of the participants here, and I'm here to introduce our performer. Her name is Prakriti Deuza. She is a Bizlon's administrative specialist with Arlington Economic Development, and she has been the county for over 3 years. Outside of her work with Arlington small businesses, she is an active singer-songwriter in the DMV area. From singing at NBA games to political events to solo shows across the East Coast, Prakriti voice turned heads and brought communities together. Today, she will continue to work on releasing more music, with 2 of her own songs being out on the streaming services, I Am Sorry and Friends Can Break Your Heart Too.
It's a really good song.
More notably, she recently performed her first headline show at Jamin Java in collaboration with the Tender Hearts Foundation. The song she will be performing for AHA Proclamation is an original titled Everything, although not yet publicly released. It is a song that promotes self-love, serves as a reminder to those who listen that they are everything they have been looking for and everything they need. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present you Prakriti Deuza.
Thank you. Yeah, you can start whenever. You're good. Don't even worry about it. What's a tech thing without a tech issue, right? Like it has to happen, and then it's like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. I hope you see that you're everything you need. You're all that you've ever dreamed of. All the people in this world, it's you it always has been. So don't let no one think that you reached your end. You've only reached the beginning. You're forever, you're never behind. You'll never find who you are without yourself. Just trust yourself and listen. Just trust yourself, let bliss in. Let the love in, let the light in. You're everything you need. Oh, you're everything you need. It's a really short song. Thank you. Thank you. You're all like some of the first to hear it. Like if you want to feel special, I mean, you are special. You're all special and amazing and everything, literally everything. But that is a song that I haven't released yet, so it's kind of exciting. Thank you. So this next guest, I'm incredibly excited to bring on and welcome. I'm going to try to keep it not personal for right now. So this next person is someone I've looked up to my whole life. She is a natural-born leader, even though I've only known her like almost 25 years. And she is a driving force in everything that she does. She's very passionate about service, about helping others. She came to the States when she was 14, and she's been busting her behind and just trying to help everyone as much as she can, trying to provide opportunities for those who maybe don't have them or don't have access. She's an incredible person. She's my best friend, the person I've looked up to my whole life and that I love, and I'm so grateful for. And if you couldn't already figure it out, she's my mom. And her name is Prabha Bhattari Duja, and I'm very excited to bring her on.
Sometimes I need my glasses. I can't see everyone. Sorry, guys. Good afternoon and namaste. We call it namaste in Nepali. I want to begin by sharing my story of immigrating into United States. I grew up a daughter of a single mother and came to United States age of 14. I learned early on the challenges of being an immigrant and had to navigate the world on my own. When I reached college, I was lucky enough to see people from Nepal immigrate to United States more frequently, and eventually a community formed. It was through those relationships and shared experience that I was able to see what happens when people come together. Since my youth, I have been an advocate for accessibility and, in turn, opportunity. Coming to the United States with one suitcase, I know from personal experience how difficult it is to get a chance to advance in life in the United States. I always wanted to ensure my future consists of serving others and providing access to experience I didn't have growing up. So, as more Nepalese American populated to DMV, I decided to take initiative and find my way to serve my community. I began my journey of service by volunteering with American Nepali Society, one of the oldest Nepalese American nonprofit in the United States. I was grateful to have quickly earned a life membership from the organization, and it was with them that I performed traditional Nepalese dance and began to spread and preserve Nepalese culture as often I could. I credited my love for the arts and chance to showcase my background that I lead to see, and I could develop a pathway for other Nepalese. As I get older, I decided to take on leadership position in the community. With my most recent position as president-elected of the previously known stated American Nepal Society, it was an opportunity that I was truly able to space for younger individuals for volunteer, learn more about Nepal and our culture, and advance in whatever way they want to. Students from elementary schools to college came through the organization and volunteered for many events. Some would simply assist signing up people in. And while others lead full-on projects like working with iNova to do the blood drive. They had the freedom to lead however they want to. And with that, I could show the next leading generation that they can have power and ability to lead too. In addition to my role as president-elected of ANS, I volunteer with Fairfax County Juvenile Detention Center to assist in translation services, helping those whose first language is Nepali to share their truth with their voice. I was also proud founder of PKP Tender Heart Foundation. A nonprofit supports culture, preservations, educations, and innovation. One of our pride and joy at the nonprofit is ongoing relationship with Hari Siddhi Secondary School, an educational institute that is located in a poverty-striking neighborhood in Nepal. Over the years, we have provided them with socks, shoes, pencils, sharpeners, books, hand sanitizers, blanket, mask, and much more. In addition to sending those and these resources back home, we also assist in implementing things like clean, working water fountain and functioning bathrooms for all the children and genders. Building lasting, necessary change, like at Hari Siddhi Secondary School, is just one example of how we all create accessibility. Supporting our youth in any and all means play a large role in leadership and showing them they can do it. They are capable of change they want to make, and it is our responsibility to provide them with tools, resources, and faith to do so. I'm happy to say that along many other members of Nepali community are excited to continue making space for our youth and slowly began to passing a baton to them and to what I believe is the beginning of a very bright hope and irresistible future. Thank you for your time and for giving me the opportunity to be your keynote speaker. Namaste and thank you for very much, and happy AAPI month for everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Bhattarai, for the wonderful experience of immigrations and success. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bing Vuong, and I'm the compensation analyst in the Human Resource Department. And it's now I have the honor to introduce our next performers, Ms. Sangeeta Puligela. Sangeeta Puligela is the Deputy Chief Information Security Officer within the Department of Technology Services. She joins the county at the end of September 2022 and comes to us with extensive background in IT. Sangeeta brings varied experience from health, education, federal and financial sectors, spanning approximately 18 years. She has the master's degree in electrical engineering and a second master in MBA. Sangeeta has the passion for supporting initiatives for greater diversity and inclusive at the workplace, which help empower co-workers to reach their full potential as they thrive in their careers, and motivated to diversity and equity to others within the community and beyond. Sangeeta also has the passion for South Indian dance and is continuing to learn and perform actively. She loves spending time with her family, trying out various restaurants, going to concerts, and enjoying global cinemas. Let's join us to welcome Sangeeta and her performance. Thank you.
Just speak. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you to the county board as well as the county manager's office for this opportunity. And thank you to my department, DTS, for allowing me time to participate through such ERGs. Truly, truly appreciate it. The dance I'm going to perform today, the art form, is called Bharatanatyam. This is over 2,000 years old art form. Around the turn of 20th century, this it got reformed in terms of cultural and social norms. And one of the biggest reforms was the attire I'm wearing today, where hardly any skin is shown. Because originally, when Bharatanatyam was formed, it was identified as a temple dance where the offering was made to the gods by a very small sect of people. Around 20th century, when the dance form went through a reform, more larger audience and people from respectable families also started adopting it. And today, this is one of the most famous forms of dance that is coming out of the Indian subcontinent, and also one of the famous art forms in the world in itself. That said, the specific dance item that I am performing today is about Lord Shiva. He's one of the trinities of the Hindu gods. We have the Trinity would stand for the creator, the preserver, and the destroyer. Shiva is called the destroyer of evil and everything negative. And this form, the devotee is explaining his appearance, he's explaining about his greatness. So in this form, Lord Shiva is standing with his left foot up, and he is holding fire in his one hand, which is either represented this way or this way. Because he's controlling that fire from engulfing the world. He's holding a small drum in the other hand, in which he is controlling the chaotic sounds that might disrupt this world. He is also releasing his hair at times that are free-flowing, and at times tying it in a knot and allowing the water to freely flow down to the earth from the heavens. If he doesn't do that, the water will come gushing down and destroy the world. The dance also describes about how he holds a hooded serpent, the cobra, around his neck, indicating the poison that he's controlling from spoiling this world and all the goodness in it. The devotees are singing his praises and dancing along with him, and even the gods, the other two, the creator and the preserver, are also dancing to his rhythm. And his beloved, his wife, is also dancing to the tunes when the beautiful bells are ringing and very rhythmically to our ears. That is what this dance stands for. So Bharatanatyam is a way of spiritually as well as aesthetically describing stories in accompaniment of the music. So the dance that I'm performing is called Idadupadam, meaning the left leg raised God. Thank you.
കുനിത്ത പുരുവമും കോവൈ ചെവ്വായിൽ കുമിഴ്ചിരിപ്പും കുനിത്ത പുരുവമും കോവൈ ചെവ്വായിൽ കുമിഴ്ചിരിപ്പും പനിത്ത சடையும் பவளம் போல் மேனியில் பால் வெண்ணீரும் பனித்த சடையும் பவளும் போல் மேனியில் பால் வெண்ணீரும் இனித்தமுடன் எடுத்த பொற்பாதமும் காண பெற்றால் மனித்த பிறவியும் வேண்டுவதே இம்மாநிலத்தே. ஏ ஏ இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே. 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 இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜன் படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படவரவாட புலியதளாட படரவாட புலியதளாட பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே புனி பதஞ்சலி இரு கண் குளிர. பக்தர்கள் ஜெய ஜெய எனவே புனி பதஞ்சலி இரு கண் குளிர. தில்லையிலே இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே. இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் திருவடி சிலம்புகள் கலீர் கலீரென திருமுடி இளமதியொளி பளீர் பளீரென திருவடி சிலம்புகள் கலீர் கலீரென திருமுடி இளமதியொளி பளீர் பளீரென திமிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட தோமென திருமால் மத்தள மதிர. திமிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட தோமென திருமால் மத்தள மதிர. சிவகாமி மணாளன் சிவகாமி மணாளன் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தனிலே. சிவகாமி மணாளன் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் தனிலே. புன்னகையோளிடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜனடி பணிவையே நெஞ்சே. இடது பதம் தூக்கி ஆடும் நடராஜ
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. What a lovely performance and storytelling through your art. Well, that was the last performance of our event. However, before we conclude, I do have some upcoming announcements for events that we're having throughout the month of May. The next one is May 18th. We're having a book discussion with co-authors Constant and Kent Matsumoto on their novel Of White Ashes. It is inspired by true stories of authors, the author's parents, both of whom endured unbearable hardship with dignity while they were in the Japanese internship camps during World War II. On May 23rd, AAD's Biz Launch team will launch and organize AAPI Brunch and Business, honoring Asian entrepreneurship, held at the Hyatt Regency Crystal City. And then finally, on May 31st, we will close out the program and have an event at the Trade Center. It will be a fun and festive and loud event. We will have a lion dance and drummers, and of course, some snacks, again, at the Trade Center so that we make sure others who cannot come to the Bosman are able to attend. So look out for those flyers and emails. So once again, let's thank our keynote speaker, Mrs. Bhattarai, our talented singer, Prakriti, and artistic dancer, Sangeeta, and of course, our fabulous Asian models. There are many others that helped behind the scenes, and we cannot leave without thanking them, the many AHA members and allies who helped with the video and audio production, our DJ, Kang Nguyen up there, our photographer, Alan Fan, and the many county employees in the county manager and county board office for facilities and logistics. Also, thank you to Gurjeet and our board chair for attending and presenting this part of the program. Thank you all very much. We couldn't have done this without you, our audience, so we appreciate your attending. Now, let's enjoy some food.